Breaker 23. Today in this video, I am going to tell you which Bluetooth receiver I like the best. Okay, folks, so I want to tell you what I believe are the best 4 high-end Bluetooth receivers out there on the market today and going into the year 2021. All of these receivers are Bluetooth 5.0 technology. They all have digital and analog outputs. So let's start with number 4. Okay, number 4 is the BluMe HD. This is a very nice sounding unit, very solidly constructed. On the front panel here, we have a power button and a pairing button. So this is an MFB multifunction button. And we have the fixed antenna, which is adjustable. So this can be mounted in your rack or your entertainment center, and you can adjust the antenna and get maximum range. This comes in at $119. On the back panel, we have Tiffany style RCAs for analog out. We have optical output, and we have 5 volts micro USB input. Very nice sounding rig, darn near CD quality. In fact, all of these Bluetooth 5.0 rigs are getting so close to CD quality. I think this is a very exciting time for Bluetooth. At number 3, we have the BluDento BLT-HD. Again, adjustable antenna. We can move it around, configure it in different ways. We have a pairing indicator on the front. We have no sort of power on, off, or pairing function on the front of this unit. But understand, this is a pretty darn smart device and very, very easy to pair. So don't be intimidated by this not being here. The reason why, in fact, this sounds almost exactly like the BluMe HD, but the only reason why I put this in the number 3 spot was I would have put it in number 4 because of that missing power button on the front. But this has coaxial output. There are a lot of people that are still a fan of the coaxial output. So this is why I put this at number 3. We have coaxial digital output. We have optical output as well. And then analog RCA. These are PC board mounted style RCAs. And then we have a slightly recessed micro USB power plug that when you put a plug into that, this has a really good firm feel to it. So I really like the sound of this. To me, I use this particular unit on one of my duller systems that I have because I feel that overall this does sound just a tad brighter. So if you have kind of a dull, boring system, maybe this is the piece for you. Of course, this piece comes in as well at $119. All right, now at number 2, I have the Audioengine B1. For quite a while, about a year now, this has been my reference standard. This is an absolutely awesome sounding piece of gear. On the front, we have, again, the non-removable but highly adjustable little rubber ducky style antenna. And we have a power on and pair button on the front of this one. I really like that. This is a pretty smart device. Yes, you can turn it on and you can pair with that. And then when you unhook your device, after approximately 10 minutes, this will go to sleep. On the back panel, we have Tiffany style RCA outputs for analog output. We have our optical output with a plug in there. It does not have the little flap that comes down and protects and to keep dust out of there. And then we have the micro 5 volt USB plug. By the way, as far as that goes, this is not really a good fitting plug. It does give you kind of the feel of it being a little loose. However, it is not. But for those of you that have one of these or are going to buy one of these, don't be just trying to jam your micro USB plug into that, because you could damage the connector as it hooks to the board. Very nice sounding rig. This is a very neutral sounding rig, by the way. It's not quite as bright as the previous 2 devices I showed you, but this is more of an audiophiles piece here. So if you're the kind of guy that has your tone controls at 12 o'clock straight up, this may be the piece for you. This unit comes in at $189. on their website and on Amazon as well. All right, so the new champion here for 2021, in my opinion, is the iFi Audio Zen Blue. Yeah, it's kind of a funky looking rig, but boy, I'll tell you what, it is a performer. Now, I was impressed with this the first second I took this out of the box because it's weighty. This thing weighs a little over a pound. As a matter of fact, this weighs about as much as the other 3 rigs together, if not maybe even just a tad more. But it is very well constructed. This is a heavy-duty unit. Go back in my playlist and you can see the video I did on this. Just a really nice piece of gear. On the front, we have a pairing button. We have this little funky window in here. Because this will accept 8 different codecs, it will give you a visual readout, different color light. It has like a 8-function LED in it. So depending on what codec you're using, it will let you know what codec by the color. And I think that's really neat. This gives a person a lot of room to experiment with different codecs and programs. So, and then not only that, you'll get a visual confirmation of what codec you're in. I really like that. This has the pairing and paired indicator here as well. On the back panel, we have our analog side over here and our digital side over here, and it is switchable with this switch. So if the switch is to the left, we are using analog output. To the right, we're using digital output. We have a balanced 4.4 millimeter output connector, so you can plug this unit into DJ equipment, PA gear, or powered Bluetooth or powered speakers that accept XLR inputs. So that's a neat feature that none of the other ones have, and I really like that. We have RCA analog outputs. Over here we have coaxial output and optical output. We have a removable antenna on that. I like that feature. And then last but not least, for the power connector, we have the old school 5.2 millimeter coaxial style power plug. This is a power plug that has been used for a good 40 plus years. It's very, very durable, very easy to make patch cables for. If you ruin the end of one of those little micro USB cables, you have to replace the whole cord. If you ruin the end of this, you can just go to the local electronic parts store, pick up another one, resolder it, and you're good to go again. And I really like this. If you are using this as in a mobile DJ environment or something like that, and this connector does get messed up, it's easily to replace as far as the corded side. And this has a little bit of wiggle room, built-in wiggle room. So if you're moving it around in your rack, you can be sure that it's going to cut out and it's not going to harm the connector and lift it up off the board and create bad solder joints. The sound on this thing is absolutely amazing. All right. Okay, well, I hope that helps you guys out in deciding what you're going to use for a Bluetooth receiver. All in all, these are all very high-end receivers. Bluetooth is just not a convenience anymore. It's a convenience with ultra good sound. Okay, thanks for watching. Please leave questions or comments down below.